Yeah, it's your boy Crypto Blood, and welcome to another episode of My Two Satoshis. It is January 8th, 2020. Shout out to my man Christopher Ladd out there on YouTube for the song request today, Styles P. Good times. I love this song right here. Thanks for that, man. And thanks for tuning in today, guys. Hope you are doing well. We had a major move in Bitcoin yesterday. And actually, it's funny because I was talking to my buddy last night. I said we could get to 8,500 tonight. And that was the night before. And we surely did do that. So this is how this crypto game goes. This is definitely how this crypto game goes. So we're going to take a look at some Google search terms, or one in particular that has surged 4,500% since the whole Iranian attack and us attacking them and them retaliating. So we're going to take a look at what term that was. And also out of view today, Ethereum 2.0's Sharding will launch in 2020, Consensus X top manager says. It's a little spin on that. I don't think that means that Ethereum 2.0 will be launching, just that its sharding aspect of it will launch in 2020. We'll take a look at the details. I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And then this one was not a shocker, but I was wondering why this lady was leaving. Crypto exchanges and custody services are just starting. Like, that's at the precipice of this whole industry. We're just getting started with that for professionals in Wall Street and people that don't know what Bitcoin is but want to get exposure to it, which I highly despise, but it is what it is. However, it looks like she's moving over to the Senate and she will actually oversee the CFTC. So maybe there's some silver lining for those who want to really make this legitimate in the eyes of the different federal agencies. So we'll take a look at this one out of Cointelegraph as well. But before we start, if you guys find these types of videos informative, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and click that bell to receive more videos like this. This episode is also brought to you by Prime XBT. Get over there. They're the #1 Bitcoin trading platform with 30 plus assets, not just cryptocurrency, stock indices, commodities, FX, a wide suite of assets that you can trade over there. I personally like the fact that I can trade FX by loading my account though with Bitcoin. So you fund your account with Bitcoin. Account setups are really quick over there. So check the link in the description below, or I have it pinned in the comment section for more details on that. Let's take a look at this red heat map we got going on here. Bitcoin is down 2.5% today, back below 8,000. I'll tell you why. We'll look at the technical analysis, my chart that I have, and you'll see exactly why this happened. Ethereum down 4.5%, almost 4.34% to 183 bucks. XRP down 5.5%. BNB down almost 6%, guys, to $14.20. And EOS is not far behind, down 4%. Litecoin down 3.8% to $44.83. So it looks like XRP and Binance token are the bigger losers in this session on the pullback. And why the pullback, you may ask? Well, look at that. What did I tell you we would do? I said we would get up to 83, 8,400, and boom, we hit resistance. And that's what we came right off of that, traversed that whole move up from yesterday. Basically, the Iranian retaliation attack. So I think we should stay above the 7,400 area. That is at least now an area of support. And more specifically, the 7,800 area is an area of support for us. So if we break that area, then of course 7,400 will be our next target. And you know, I would essentially just extend this turquoise line out because that will play a part in this next pattern that unfolds in crypto, or in at least Bitcoin. And as far as our algo, great execution on the last few trades here. We finally took profit in reverse trades a couple of hours ago with this long position we were in. A big move up, over 8% gained in that trade, and now we're short. So we're short on Bitcoin. We got tapped out of our Ethereum trade. However, Ethereum couldn't sustain there. Had a hard time moving up like Bitcoin did. But I mean, we have to admit, it did have we were in a long position for about 4 days that constituted about 12% gains. So maybe that's why on the last move up, it didn't move as much as Bitcoin did. So speaking of this whole Iran situation, it looks like Google Trends sees Bitcoin Iran search query surge 4,500% on the safe haven narrative. It says Bitcoin benefiting from the Iran crisis has captured the imagination of internet users worldwide, with its Google search popularity up almost 5,000%. According to data from Google Trends, the search term Bitcoin Iran surged 4,500% in the last 7 days. As you can see here from the Google Trend query, that huge spike happened on actually the 7th of January, and primarily it came from Nigeria, secondly Singapore, and third Canada. And the term Bitcoin itself also saw a significant uptick around the globe, reaching a normalized score of 100 on Wednesday versus 40 a week ago. Nigeria topped the list for both terms' most frequent country of origin. Canada, Singapore, and the United States also generated significant interest for Bitcoin Iran. Others, however, say they were less convinced, claiming the connection was in fact a fictional narrative that could nonetheless become a self-fulfilling prophecy as it went mainstream. CEO of Three Arrows Capital highlighted an article in Nikkei Asian Review as proof non-crypto sources were buying into the idea. The publication claimed Iran was triggering a surge in cryptocurrencies. A tweet read, "Free from state interference or geopolitical risk, cryptocurrencies became digital gold amid rising Iran tensions." The article conversely quoted an exchange source who poured cold water on the idea. For Bitcoin, though, investors feel they can safely put a portion of their funds into it and hold it for a longer term without having to worry about any reversion to mean, as it is not inherently linked to U.S.-Iran tensions. Well, personally, I think it doesn't matter how it happened or what initiated the move as far as it being a self-fulfilling prophecy. If that's what people think and they talk about it, then you're going to have possibly some self-fulfilling prophecy situations there. But I mean, I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. If this is a recurring theme, then it is what it is. Bitcoin is a safe haven for geopolitical tension. I'm not necessarily convinced yet. The correlation on this particular event was near 100, seeing how gold went up, seeing how we had equities come down, and also seeing how we had bond yields head higher off of the initial reaction. And we're seeing a move down occurring as well. Markets usually look for a reason to do something. It needed a reason to sell off, and that we're seeing that now. So markets tend to look for reasons to do things in between fundamental events. This is how it works. Second article, Ethereum 2.0 will launch Sharding in 2020, Consensus X top manager says. So let's take a look at what he's talking about here. It looks like Andrew Keys, who's a co-founder of Consensus Capital, does a yearly digital asset risk management report. And for 2020, Mr. Keys is extremely optimistic about the progress of Ethereum network transitions toward proof of stake consensus. He is sure that Ethereum devs will deliver not only phase 0, but even phase 1 with the final sharding design. Moreover, he claims that the release of the first beacon chain explored by Vitalik Buterin should be considered the first stage of the new Ethereum. Proof of stake Ethereum exists. It's alive, he says. Mr. Keys also foresees the CME Ether features will be announced in 2020 and will go live in 2020 as well. According to him, it will be Chicago Mercantile Exchange that will let crypto assets evolve into a full-fledged investment tool class. Layer 1 versus Layer 2, who's the favorite? It says it looks like Mr. Keys is a great advocate of Layer 2 solutions for Ethereum network. It is a class of technologies that unload the main chain by processing some data off-chain. It significantly brings to the scalability and speed of Ethereum's transactions. He named 3 top Layer 2 solutions: Plasma, sidechains, and payment channels by Raiden. The progress of these solutions will be catalyzed by a commercial and technology demand. There was a time when blockchain scaling was driven by theory and hope. No longer. He says Layer 1 solutions, or Ethereum killers, quote unquote, won't be able to comply with regulatory frameworks in 2020, Mr. Keys concluded. EOS is a Layer 1 solution, and it got cleared by the SEC, or at least paid a fine to continue working. So I'm not sure what he's referring to there, but let me know your thoughts on that. Again, it's a lot of hopes and dreams. I'm not saying, I've never said this, I'm not saying that Ethereum 2.0 won't be here. I just think that it won't be here fast enough. I believe other blockchain 3.0 projects will take more and more market share away from Ethereum. Now, that doesn't mean that Ethereum won't end up being, as Mr. Keys stated, an investment tool and ends up being an investment asset. It more than likely will be, because I don't see it really getting to that point fast enough to compete with a lot of these other projects that are ready to rock and roll. And so we'll just have to see what happens. That's just my 2 Satoshis on it. Let me know yours in the comments below. The last article is out of Cointelegraph as well. Former BAKKT CEO and new U.S. Senator Loeffler will help oversee CFTC. I was very skeptical of the move by her to leave BAKKT, and now I'm seeing that maybe it was a position move on purpose. It was something done as a chess move, maybe even out of the BAKKT camp. Former BAKKT CEO, Georgia's new Senator Kelly Loeffler, will help oversee major financial, regulatory, and commodity futures trading commission. Sworn in to the United States Senate on January 6th, the crypto-friendly businesswoman has joined the Senate Agricultural Committee, which oversees the CFTC. The news was first reported by Farm and Policy publication Argo Pulse on January 6th, while the official announcement was released on January 7th. Cointelegraph is saying that Kelly's appointment to the Agricultural Committee is potentially setting up a conflict of interest, as the new Senate is spouse of Jeffrey Sprecher, founder and CEO of International Exchange, ICE, one of the biggest U.S. exchange operators regulated by the CFTC. I did not know this. Did any of you know that she was the wife of Jeffrey Sprecher? According to the report by Wall Street Journal, Sprecher owns 1.1% stake in ICE that is worth nearly $600 million at press time. So we'll have to see what happens, and I don't even know how it got this far. But hey, to me, all of Wall Street and Washington is a big-ass conflict of interest. That's all it is. When you have congressmen and women and senators able to do insider trading legally, you let me know how this is not set up for conflict of interest on every level. So it doesn't surprise me, to be honest with you. It really doesn't. Let me know your thoughts about this. Is this going to be an issue for the new senator, or do you think all will be well and she will help with, I guess, massaging some of these cryptocurrency rules and regulations, at least coming out of the CFTC? That doesn't have anything to do with the SEC. And CFTC also is just not crypto related, right? It's commodities, futures, all that bundled in there. So I'm sure she's not going to focus or be focusing on cryptocurrencies at all. That's not how it works. But I would definitely like to know your 2 Satoshis on the topic. I found that interesting to see that she was the wife of one of the owners of the ICE. Well, that's my 2 Satoshis for today, ladies and gents. Shout out again to Christopher Ladd out there on YouTube for the song request 2 months ago. That's how far we are behind. Styles P, good times. If you found this video informative, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe, and click that bell to receive more unbiased crypto news reported by yours truly, Crypto Blood. I'm out of here, people. Ha!